welcome back to the mining cabinet. It's got me another CPU mining machine. Came in a little worse for wear because the standoffs for the NVMe drive have come off and it's got some trash stuck on the thermal pads. Just shipped in the motherboard box. No packaging or anything, so my thought is that the other screw, did these come out? No, they're captive. If this screw was not tight and this thing flopped around until it twisted these off. This is a 7900X. Hopefully you can see that. We'll go over how to add this to Hive. That's probably enough. Okay, put that on. I'm going to have to find another screw tomorrow maybe. But it'll be alright for now. It'll be alright to test tonight. So I've got a 128 gigabyte SSD. Here I've got this adapter, this NVMe M.2. So let me show you my adapter. So I've got this adapter. Okay, you can probably hear the leaf blower in the background. My man that's outside blowing up the leaves, which it's like 30 degrees outside. Good for him. All right, I had recorded all this, then had unplugged my microphone when I bought a new USB hub and forgot to plug it back in, so now I have to re-record all my audio. So what are we going to do? We're going to go over here on my D drive to HiveOS. We'll run Balena Etcher. Balena Etcher is a program. I've got the portable one. That way you don't have to install it. It just runs where you download it to. And what it'll do is it'll take an image file. As you can see, I've got 3 image files in here. It'll take an image file and it will burn that to a flash drive, USB drive, M.2 drive, whatever kind of drive you've got. So I'm going to flash from file. Now I'm going to pick the image. I'm going to pick the latest stable image. I had to download this older stable image to get a BC250 to work, but let's go with the latest stable image. I think that's it, but that's what I'm going with. We'll click open. Now I have to choose the target. Like I have several external USB drives hooked up for backups and file storage and whatnot, so don't pick one of them. I have a 256 gig flash drive, and we'll select it. I'm sorry, M.2 drive. Select it. Flash. You gotta make. It's going to give you several chances not to delete your drive that's got important stuff on it. Yes. So now this will take a few minutes. But we'll let it run through. It's flashing the image drive, making a bootable HiveOS, which is Linux based, if you're not familiar with that. And then when it's done flashing, it'll go through and it will verify that it flashed correctly, or at least what it thinks is correct. So we'll put this on a time lapse and I will go get more coffee. Now it's validating. So now you'll notice once it completes, there's no G drive over here anymore. On the device I'm using, I just turn it off and back on, and 9 times out of 10, it'll reassign it the letter G. There it is. If it doesn't, in Windows you have to go into the disk, create and format hard disk partitions, and reassign it a letter. In my case, I don't have to do that. What I need to do now is I need to create a worker in HiveOS. So what I need to do now is create a worker in HiveOS. So what we do is you go up to your farm, hit the plus, click add worker. We're going to add a rig and we're going to connect to an existing. You don't care about any of this. What you want to do is go up to settings. Do not change this. This is how it knows to connect to your farm. But I am going to change the name of the rig. We'll call this, let's see, 119. It's a 7900X. The seller did have one more of these. I may try to buy it. This is a pretty decent system. You can put your tags in if you want to put tags in. What I am going to do is go down here and change my password. And then I'm going to, you got to click on this change password in database only. So I want to update the password. And I want to update the worker. One other thing I do is I turn on web shell. And they need to update the worker again. And now what it has done, it has created a rig.config file. So click on that. We're going to download it. Then what I do is I save them to a folder. This is C119. And we got to get rid of the Windows auto rename where it added the parentheses 1 to it. So we'll get rid of that. Now it is saved. So now what I do is I go into, actually that's on my backup drive. Go into my HiveOS folder, C119. Then you can copy and paste this where you do. I'm just going to send it to my G drive. Boom, it's done. So then I go over to G drive. It's there. I'll open it. It's here. So we know that's good. So then what I do now is I turn my little USB device off, take the M.2 drive out, put it in the motherboard, turn the motherboard on. It'll come up, and once it boots, you'll see the new rig is up with no flight sheet assigned to it. And that's how you get it into HiveOS. Now what we'll do is we will go in here and look at the one I added last night. It is C133. No, go away, last pass. You can see what it comes up. It says no miner is set. So what I did is when it came up, because I want to run it on Qubic, now has idle time. You can run something else. I'm mining Warthog in the idle time. So the first thing I had to do is go into my flight sheets and run Warthog so it would load the miner. Then go in and load Qubic. And usually you have to like go in and update the miners. It'll be over here saying it's out of date. So update the miners. And so now, right now it's mining Qubic, but when Qubic goes into idle time, you won't get any hash rate on your dashboard here in HiveOS. You don't get any indication that it's working. So that's why I load the web shell so I can log into the machine and go to the miner screen and make sure that it's mining, that's got no issues. There, we've got 16 workers. And C133 is right there. It's been getting 517 mega hash. Again, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your support. If you have any comments, questions, leave them below. Please subscribe. So how you support the channel on the push to 500 subs and eventually on to 1,000 subs. Thanks a lot.